open, and Mensol bring those Mulisks back around to try to just be annoying and harassment. It looks like Starport is going down, Science Facility going up, so I assume that's not for dropships, and that's more for just to get the Science Facility up, go to SK Terran. Another Mutalisk being taken down, so getting whittled down a little bit. Some hold position lurkers being put in the middle of the map here, alongside, and it looks like Mensol's trying to set up a trap right here, and he's got some drones transitioning out in the middle of the field. I thought there was a Medic Marine Force kind of in the way, so transitioning up there, more lurkers coming in position. Looks like he's going to reposition them and try to set up a little bit of a lurker trap, pretend like it's only his Mutalisks that are in harass a little bit, and then try to leave his Mutalisks kind of out in the middle of the field. He does have a good amount of lurkers on his front door as well. He's got that Queen's Hive already up, and I'm sorry, he's got that Queen's Nest, and he's transitioning to Hive already. Also has the Evolution Chamber going. The question is, remember, he has a significant Medic Marine Force out. He does have Weapons 1 to deal with the Mutalisks as well. Doesn't have Armor 1 to really help with those lurkers. The question is whether he'll have enough Science Vessels and if he'll be able to protect those Science Vessels, because he's got a lot of Medic Marines, but really the key is, again, going to be Science Vessels, and he's a little bit behind. He might be a little bit behind on upgrades at this stage. 2 tanks coming out, so producing some tanks with Siege to do a press on Mensol's main. They're the position lurkers doing some damage there. And if he can get some detection out, he's really going to need the 2 Science Vessels before he can really push on that position. Mensol has a good degree of map control. I think he's going to try to take the 12 o'clock position as well at this stage. Mensol in a fantastic position at this stage. Brunt, that's all I'll say. Keep saying at this stage. I need to catch myself. Siege Tech almost upgraded, so thinking about, I guess sieging out those Sultan colonies on the front line. At the very least, the tanks, once they do, when they have detection like that, they can push those lurkers back step by step. He's going to need a Science Vessel in the air, though, really to continue with that push. Additional hatcheries going down. Those Mutalisks not going to be able to stop that amount of Medic Marines, especially with that Weapons 1 upgrade, so they're just creating a delay tactic at this moment, trying to delay Memory as long as possible. But Memory was waiting for that Science Vessel anyway before he was really going to go for a push. Bring up that Science Vessel now. And I think actually he can go in for Siege, so he could probably go at that 3 o'clock location and siege Cliffside if he felt like it. He basically, with that Siege Tech upgrade, he can kind of choose the direction he wants to go, and in the meantime he can range those lurkers with those tanks. So it looks like gonna force around those Mules trying to push up, trying to get a tank pick, and the Mensol in the meantime getting backed off. Memory doing a very good job of micromanaging here, and a pretty good unit composition as well. Defiler going up. Greater Spire also going up, so thinking about going for some Defilers with Darkswarm just to hold off this attack, basically just to try to push this attack back, and then going big air after this to try to just wipe, to try to endgame finish Mensol, or I'm sorry, finish Luxury, finish Memory off. There we go. There's the right player, and it looks like a pincer attack, a little bit out of position. Going to be able to catch the tanks, and that's really... No, he's pushing the lurkers behind the tanks. Mule's coming from behind. They're going to be able to take care of those tanks in the back position. Lurkers in the front are able to kill those lurkers, those tanks on the front. So very nice from Mensol, able to take out all the tanks, and that's going to stop Memory's push cold. So, and very, very nice push. Weapons 1, Armor 1 also been upgraded. A lot of lurkers coming back. Nice pincer attack there from Mensol, especially taking care of those tanks at the back position. And another kind of 3 bunkers down on the front door of Memory. And now also there's the characteristic dropship. Mensol taking another expansion at the 3 o'clock. We'll see, and he's already got the Scourge up in the air, and I think that might be less for the Science Vessel and more for that drop shuttle. And as you can see, he's just got encamped around the base. He's also got that Greater Spire going. And he's, Morphing Guardians at that bottom left-hand corner. Looks like he's going to go for a ranged attack over that secondary, and right now, and this is really a risky strategy, because what he's hoping, and he's correct in this assumption, is because those siege tanks are being produced, that's going to cut into the Science Vessel supply, and that also irradiate is going to be quite a bit delayed, and as a result, he's not going to have irradiation to help deal with these Guardians. He's only got that single Science Vessel for detection alone, and as you can see, these Guardians going up over secondary. Memory has nothing for this. He does not have a Wraith. He does not have Radiate. He does have a drop pushing in at the main, but keep in mind those Scourge. That's the key. These Scourge right there in. Oh, looks like they're just out of position. So that Medic Marine attack could be devastating. We'll see. Memory now dropping. This is what I'm talking about. This is his signature stuff. He's running in with the Zerglings. He's going to be able to get that dropship at the very least, which is going to prevent further drops, but that Evolution Chamber going to be somewhat delayed. So going to have to bring a lot of units back, but wow, Mensol inflicting a huge amount of damage on that secondary in the meantime. Memory going to have to lift that off. So even though this drop was somewhat successful, I still feel like Mensol's in a huge advantage here. Looks like those Zerglings actually not doing a very effective job against this Medic Marine Force. There's the Darkstorm, that'll take care of it. Yeah, and there's a single Wraith being produced, but just those Guardians, the damage has been inflicted. Memory has been locked at 2 bases at this entire stage of the game. And now that I think about it, this is a very pro-Zerg map because of that wide gap and because it's difficult for Terran to really establish an additional base. They really have to do something off 2 bases. And as a result, I really feel like even though Mensol's economy is huge, I feel like he's in a very strong position. I feel like Memory is going to have to do something very, very special to try to come back with this, and it looks like he's going to try to do that in the form of a big attack. There's an Irradiate on that Defiler before it can really cast anything. Does manage to, but keep in mind those tanks still have siege. They can still do splash, just walking away from those Darkstorms in the meantime. He's got more Medic Marine forces pushing up. He's probably going to get that second Science Vessel up, so a nice gambit there. That those Guardians really paid off for Mensol. Mensol has complete map control. He's got a huge economy comparatively. The Wraith working off that Guardian in the meantime, splitting up the Guardians to send the Guardians back in. Very clever. There's got to be something, and it looks like some Scourge headed that direction. Oh man, little bit of bad micro there running into those Medic Marines. That might have been held position, but he had that Science Vessel to see them and didn't turn them around in time. And I think that might be an indication that Memory fading a little bit, where multitasking has been his huge strong suit prior to this. Level 2 weapons, level 1 armor in the meantime. Really kind of failing him right now. Mensol has a very good map control, and he's just kind of out-macroing him, or out-macroing and out-microing him here and there. And it looks like some Wraith coming at the 12 o'clock, but there's some Sinitis Canals up to do some of the unit transfers. So Mensol in a very strong position, has total map control, and honestly can just starve Memory out at this stage. He just has to deny that he's got Overlords in position. All he has to do is deny expansions, and he'll win the game at this stage. And so some Wraith going to be able to take out some Overlords there at the 12 o'clock. Guardian still hovering over that secondary, and there's the Zerglings there in position with that Overlord Scout to take that out. So it looks like Scourge running up into those. That's the one problem going Overlord hunting with Wraith. His cloaking is absolutely pointless. And really that drop, able to kill a couple drones but not able to get a lot else done. Ultralisk Cavern now going up for Mensol. He's got plenty of gas to do this. I haven't seen any higher tech units from him in general. 2 more dropships coming out now. This is really Memory's fallback point, is to go again to the dropships. But I've only seen a handful of Scourge and otherwise Zerglings on the ground with just a minimal amount of Defilers. So I think he's going to be able to pour out a lot of Ultralisks as soon as that Cavern's up. He's got to have a ton of gas stored at this stage of the game, especially considering he has a, what is that, 4 gas? 5 gas. He's got I think 5 gas established at this stage. Maybe I'm a little bit off on that. I'm trying to get a count. Maybe I'm sorry, he's only got 4. And some Scourge going up. I think that took out, I'm not sure what it took out there to the north. But, and again, the Scourge out of position, not able to take those dropships out. They're going to be able to get one of them on the counter turn, but the rest of the Zerglings not going to be able to stop anything there. There is a Sunken Colony. We'll see if he can bring that Defiler back around. Level 2 weapons, level 2 armor upgraded for Memory. Keep in mind, oh, Plague and a Nidus Canal. That's going to make those Zerglings infinitely more effective. And those Marines, those memories, not going to be